All right, let's talk about grammar. But wait, don't click away. This is not going to be one of those dry, boring lessons. Nope. Today, we're going to think like coaches. We're going to assemble a championship team, and we'll call it Team Sentence. And on this team, every single word is a player with a very specific job to do.
I mean, get this. The English language has over 170,000 words. 170,000. So how in the world do we organize all of them? How do we make them make sense? It sounds kind of impossible, right? Well, that is the exact problem that the parts of speech are here to solve.
Here's the secret. You have to stop thinking of words as just, well, words. Instead, think about their job, their function on the team. That's all a part of speech really is. It's just a category we put a word into based on what it does in a sentence. Every word has a role, and our job as the coach is to know what that role is.
So let's meet the players. Here is the official starting lineup for Team Sentence. There are 8 key positions. We've got nouns, pronouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, conjunctions, and interjections. Today, we're going to meet every single one and see what they bring to the game.
Okay, every great team is built around its star players, right? The essential core that you build everything else on. For sentences, that core is made up of 2 players, nouns and verbs. You literally can't have a complete sentence without them. So let's start there. First up to bat is the noun. This is your star of the show, the main subject. The noun is the who or the what your sentence is all about. It can be a person, like a teacher, a place, like a school, a thing, like a desk, or even a big idea, like knowledge. So let's get our first player out on the fields. Let's go with the dog. Okay, there it is, just dog. We've got our subject. But it's not really doing anything, is it? It's just standing there waiting for some action. It needs a teammate. And here comes the verb. The verb is the engine of the sentence. It's the action word. It tells us what our noun is up to. Is it running, sleeping, thinking? It can also describe a state of being with words like is or seems. Bottom line, without a verb, nothing happens. It's a pretty boring game.
And this is where the magic really starts. We combine our noun, dog, with our verb, barks, and boom, we have a complete sentence. The dog barks. It's a full thought. We've got a subject and we've got an action. This, right here, is the fundamental building block of language.
But, the dog barks is a little plain, isn't it? It's just the beginning. Now it's time to bring in the specialists, the players who add the color, the detail, and the style to the game. Let's meet the adjectives and adverbs. The adjective's entire job is to describe our noun. It answers questions like, what kind of dog? A happy dog. Which dog? That dog over there. How many dogs? 3 dogs. Adjectives make the picture in your head way more specific and a lot more vivid. Let's add one to our sentence right now. Instead of just the dog, we now have the big dog. Instantly, the picture in your mind just changed, didn't it? You're no longer picturing just any dog, you're picturing a big one. That is the power of an adjective. Next up is the adverb. Now this player is incredibly versatile. Its main gig is to modify the verb, telling us how, when, or where an action happens. But it's so flexible, it can also modify adjectives or even other adverbs to add more layers of detail. So let's ask, how does our big dog bark? He barks loudly. The big dog barks loudly. See the difference? You can almost hear it now. That one word, the adverb loudly, gives us a much clearer image of the action. Okay, our sentence is getting pretty good, but it's still a little isolated. The next 2 players we need are the connectors. Think of them as the glue that holds the team together and allows us to build much more complex and interesting structures. A preposition is a small but powerful word that shows relationships, usually in space or time. I'm talking about words like in, on, under, after, before. They connect a noun to another part of the sentence, giving us that crucial context. So where is our dog barking? He's barking in the yard. That little preposition in connects the action of barking to a location, the yard. And just like that, our sentence now has a setting. We're building a whole little world here, one word at a time. Our next player is the ultimate team player, the conjunction. Words like and, but, or, and because are all about connecting things. They can join single words, groups of words, or even entire sentences, which lets us express multiple ideas all at once. Let's see it in action. The big dog barks loudly in the yard and the cat watches. Whoa! With that simple word, and, we've just connected two complete ideas into one, more complex sentence. This is how we start to build rich stories with our language. All right, we've got our core, our detail players, and our connectors. It's time to round out the roster with two final players. One adds efficiency, and the other adds a burst of emotion. Let's bring on the pronouns and interjections.
So on one side, you've got the pronoun. Think of it as the substitute player. It jumps in to replace a noun, so you don't have to say the dog or the cat over and over again. Words like he, she, and it. And on the other side, we have the interjection. This is the emotional hype crew of the sentence. Words like wow or ouch that just express a sudden burst of feeling.
And here it is, the full team in action. Let's do a quick play-by-play. Wow, that's our interjection. The big, adjective. Dog, noun. Barks, verb. Loudly, adverb. In the yard, that's our preposition. And conjunction. And finally, he. That's the pronoun subbing in for dog. All 8 players working together in perfect harmony.
So now that you know the team, let's look at some advanced plays. Because here's the thing about language. The rules aren't always so rigid. The same player can sometimes play different positions on the field. First off, it helps to know that our players fall into 2 groups. We have the open classes, nouns, verbs, adjectives, and adverbs. This group is always growing, always adding new words. Think about how we turned the noun Google into a verb, to Google. Then you have the closed classes, like pronouns and conjunctions. This team rarely accepts new members. Their job is to provide the grammatical structure, not invent new ideas. And this brings us to a fascinating idea called functional shift. Check out the word run. In the sentence, I run every morning, it's clearly a verb. It's an action. But what about he went for a long run? Now run is a thing, which makes it a noun. Same word, 2 totally different jobs. This proves that a word's part of speech depends entirely on how it's used in the sentence. It's all about context. So there you have it. You've met all 8 players on Team Sentence, from the core nouns and verbs to all the versatile role players. You understand the basic plays, and you've even seen some advanced strategies. So the only question left is, now that you know the team, what sentences will you build?